Welcome to The Human Curious. If you love exploring mysteries and the unknown, make sure to subscribe, share, and like this video to join our curious community. For thousands of years, Mount Olympus has stood as a symbol of immense power and a landmark of imagination. It is a place etched into the consciousness of Western civilization, the legendary home of the gods, the throne of Zeus. They are the foundation of Greek mythology, a rich tapestry of epic tales that have captivated humanity for centuries. These narratives tell of a divine family, ruling from their palaces high above the mortal world. The stories paint a vivid picture of their lives on this sacred mountain, a place just beyond our reach but deeply intertwined with our world. It is a cornerstone of our cultural heritage. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if their accounts were more literal than we have ever dared to consider? Perhaps their myths contain a kernel of truth hidden within a language we no longer fully understand. Let's consider a radical idea, a thought experiment that reframes mythology itself. What if the gods did not live on the mountain? What if they lived through it? This question shifts our perspective dramatically. It asks us to look past the myth and search for a different kind of truth. A truth that might be hidden in plain sight, encoded within the very stories we thought we knew so well. The idea of gods residing on a mountaintop, while poetic, has always posed a logical problem. Countless climbers have scaled Mount Olympus. No one has ever found the golden palaces of Zeus or the forge of Hephaestus. This simple fact has always reinforced the notion that the stories were purely symbolic. But the theory we are exploring today offers another explanation. It suggests that the reason no one has ever found the home of the gods is because they were looking in the wrong place. Or more accurately, in the wrong dimension. What if the mountain was not a destination but a doorway? This is the central premise we will investigate. The possibility that Mount Olympus was, and perhaps still is, something far more extraordinary than a simple geological formation, something that connects our world to another. We will explore a theory that turns myth into science fiction. What if Mount Olympus was a portal, a stable, naturally occurring gateway between worlds? A conduit that allowed beings from another place to enter our reality. This is not just a flight of fancy, it's a lens through which we can re-examine everything we think we know about the Olympian gods and their legends. It forces us to ask new questions. Where did they come from? What were their powers really? And if this gateway existed, where is it now? Why did it close? Join us as we embark on this speculative journey. We will dissect the ancient myths, looking for clues that support this incredible hypothesis. We will view the gods not as magical beings, but as something else entirely. We will venture beyond the veil of mythology into the realm of possibility. We are proposing a new narrative for one of the world's oldest stories, a narrative that redefines the very nature of the gods and their sacred mountain. Today we explore a theory that could change how we see the past. What if Mount Olympus was a portal, not a mountain? The theory is elegantly simple, yet its implications are profound. It proposes that the Olympian gods were not deities born of this earth, but powerful beings from another dimension, a more technologically advanced planet, or a higher plane of existence entirely. This concept reframes them not as gods, but as visitors. These beings possessed abilities that seemed miraculous to early human civilizations. Their command was not supernatural, but a demonstration of highly advanced science and technology. They were beings so far beyond our comprehension that God was the only word that fit. Mount Olympus was their stable, permanent gateway to our world. It was a cosmic doorway, a reliable portal that these advanced beings could use to travel between their home and our planet. It was the only place where heaven and earth truly met. They were commuting between worlds. It suggests the Greeks were documenting the activities of powerful, non-human visitors. The home of the gods wasn't a palace in the clouds, it was a world on the other side of a gateway. To understand this gateway, we delve into theoretical physics. The gateway on Mount Olympus wasn't a simple door, but a stable wormhole or rift in space-time. Perhaps caused by exotic matter, a gravitational anomaly or electromagnetic field alignment within the Earth's crust. The portal was likely invisible, manifesting as a shimmer or low hum, becoming visible only when activated. Stories of lightning around the peak could be side effects of the portal powering up. Controlling it required advanced technology keys or energy signatures to initiate transit. This explains why only the gods could use it, requiring trans-dimensional knowledge beyond human capability. Without the key, the portal remained dormant, inaccessible to mortals. The gods controlled access, sealing their world from ours. Olympus was a restricted area, and the gods the gatekeepers of this cosmic bridge. If Mount Olympus was a portal, the beings who used it were explorers, scientists, or even colonists. Their relationship with humanity would have been complex. They might have seen early humans as a species to be studied, guided, or even manipulated. The myths could be interpreted as a long-term project of observation and genetic experimentation. Zeus's thunderbolts were sophisticated directed energy armaments. The winged sandals of Hermes were a form of personal anti-gravity or flight technology. This clarifies the distinct domains of the major gods. The underworld could have been another location accessible through the portal system. Their headquarters existed on the other side of the gateway. They were stepping back through the portal to go home. They were commuters from another world, and Mount Olympus was their station. If Mount Olympus was a portal, then Greek myths become historical records of advanced beings, not just religious tales. The gods' powers, once seen as magic, are now advanced technology misunderstood by ancient eyes. Zeus's thunderbolt? Not a divine weapon, but a directed energy device, perhaps powered by the portal itself. Hermes' winged sandals? Think anti-gravity boots or a personal jetpack, advanced flight tech, not magic. Apollo's chariot could be a luminous spacecraft, its daily journey across the sky a regular orbital patrol. The Oracle at Delphi? Maybe a supercomputer predicting probabilities, not mystical visions. Ares, god of war, as a weapons specialist introducing new tactics and armaments. Their so-called immortality? Perhaps a result of time dilation in their home dimension or advanced medical tech. Cellular regeneration, disease eradication, life extension. Ambrosia and nectar? Engineered supplements or nanotech-infused nutrition, not magical food. The gods weren't supernatural, they were just far ahead in science. Their divinity was a technological gap, not a spiritual one. The myths are ancient attempts to explain encounters with beings wielding technology beyond comprehension. Olympus wasn't a home for gods, but a base for advanced visitors. The stories of miracles and feats are echoes of real technological interventions. Rereading the myths this way, the gods become pioneers of science, not sorcery. In this theory, returning to Olympus wasn't a mystical ascent, it was stepping through a portal, leaving Earth entirely. The gods' palaces were never on the mountain. Olympus was a secure gateway, not a residence. The mountain's storms and dangers? Security systems, weather manipulation, energy fields, automated deterrents. Only those with clearance like Heracles or Ganymede could access the portal, making their stories early accounts of interdimensional travel. These weren't casual visits, but sanctioned entries for specific purposes. Olympus was a cosmic checkpoint, not a palace in the clouds. Mortals couldn't find the gods' home because it wasn't there, it was hidden behind advanced tech. The sanctity of Olympus was about security, not just reverence. For a mortal, stumbling upon the portal would be like discovering alien technology, dangerous and incomprehensible. The gods took every precaution to keep the gateway secret, wrapping it in myth to deter investigation. The mountain's inaccessibility was by design, not accident. The greatest hiding place was a holy site everyone respected but no one dared to truly explore. The stories of mortals reaching Olympus are tales of rare controlled contact. The portal was the true treasure, not the mythic palaces. Olympus was a restricted zone, its secrets guarded for millennia. The myth kept the portals safe, hidden in plain sight. The Greek afterlife, Hades and Tartarus, fits seamlessly into the portal theory. The underworld wasn't a spiritual realm but another physical location accessed via the gateway. Hades was an administrator, not a supernatural lord, overseeing a separate, less desirable destination. Heroes like Odysseus and Orpheus didn't journey to the spirit world but traveled through portals to off-world sites. Cerberus, advanced security, biological or robotic guardians. The River Styx, a quarantine or decontamination zone before entering the facility. Tartarus was a high-security prison, maybe a penal colony, a pocket dimension, or a stasis facility. The Titans were contained by superior tech, not magic. The Titanomachy was a civil war fought with advanced weaponry, not divine powers. Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades divided operational control: sky, portal orbital, sea, terrestrial oceanic, and underworld, prison processing. Their realms were administrative jurisdictions, not magical kingdoms. The myths are simplified accounts of complex off-world operations. The afterlife stories are echoes of real journeys through a network of portals. The gods' domains were roles in a mission, not supernatural territories. Demigods, offspring of gods and mortals, fit perfectly into this sci-fi framework. They weren't just products of romance, but results of genetic engineering experiments. The gods, fascinated by human DNA, created hybrids to combine their traits with human adaptability. Heracles' strength, Perseus' reflexes, Achilles' near invulnerability, all evidence of engineered enhancements. These demigods were field agents, intermediaries between gods and humans, able to operate where gods could not. Their quests were missions, shaping society, eliminating threats, retrieving artifacts. The demigods' struggles reflect the challenges of hybrid identity, caught between two worlds. Their existence is tangible proof of contact, not just myth. The legacy of demigods is a legacy of hybridization, biological evidence of advanced visitors. Their stories are chronicles of a grand experiment, not just heroic adventures. The demigods' feats were demonstrations of technology, not miracles. They were the bridge between humanity and the gods' world. Their lives are the strongest evidence for the portal theory. The idea of Mount Olympus as a portal echoes magic. The myth of Olympus is part of a larger, timeless story of gateways and encounters. Our fascination with other realms is a reflection of ancient, possibly real experiences with the unknown. To explore this spiritual parallel, we turn to the Islamic tradition, where the existence of parallel realms is a core tenet of faith. The Qur'an speaks of the Jinn, intelligent beings created from smokeless fire, living in a parallel world. This parallels the idea of interdimensional beings interacting with our world. They possess powers beyond human capabilities, aligning with the abilities of the gods in our theory. A verse in Surah Ar-Rahman challenges humanity and the Jinn to pass beyond the heavens and the earth only by Sultan, authority. This reframes crossing dimensional boundaries as requiring immense power or divine sanction, suggesting the Mount Olympus portal wasn't open to just anyone, but required tremendous power to use. The concept of authority introduces cosmic law and order. The portal on Mount Olympus was governed by rules. The gods used it because they possessed the technological authority to operate it. This authority could be a specific energy frequency, advanced hardware, or a deep understanding of physics. The portal was their secure technology, and they were the exclusive keyholders. Their comings and goings were likely governed by their own form of cosmic law. They were bound by their own rules of engagement that limited the extent of their interference. Mortals were forbidden from ascending Olympus, not out of arrogance, but cosmic safety. The gods were guardians of a cosmic boundary. Our science fiction theory gains a deeper philosophical resonance, connecting Greek mythology to a timeless human inquiry. If Mount Olympus was a portal, what happened to it? The gods are gone, their interventions ceased. Perhaps the portal was unstable, a cosmic anomaly with a finite lifespan. Imagine its final days, energy fluctuations, violent storms, a catastrophic event for the gods. Their connection to Earth was severed by physics, a forced evacuation. The myths might be distorted memories of this chaotic withdrawal. The bridge crumbled, leaving humanity cut off, with only fading memories. The portal's closing marked the end of an era. An alternative and perhaps more unsettling explanation is that the portal was deliberately sealed. In this theory, the gods made a conscious decision to withdraw from human affairs and close the gateway behind them. Perhaps they concluded that their presence was doing more harm than good, or that humanity had become a disappointment. They simply cut their losses, sealed the portal, and turned their attention to other worlds. The myths of a final war could be the cultural echoes of this deliberate act of separation. They are gone because they do not want to. They have written humanity out of their story. We were judged and found wanting by the very beings who once styled themselves as our gods. There is a third and perhaps most tantalizing possibility. What if the portal did not collapse, and what if the gods did not abandon us? What if the gateway is simply dormant? In this scenario, the portal was not destroyed or permanently sealed, but merely deactivated. It was placed into a state of hibernation, a low-power mode, waiting for the right conditions, or the right key, to be reactivated once more. The gods may have foreseen a future time when contact would be necessary again, and so they left the doorway intact, but locked, hidden in plain sight on the misty peaks of Mount Olympus. This would mean that the unique energetic or geological properties that create the portal are still present. The mountain is still a potential gateway, but the technology to open it is either missing or offline. Perhaps the key to reactivating it was left behind, hidden somewhere on Earth, waiting to be rediscovered. It could be a physical artifact, a specific energy signature, or even a sequence of information encoded within ancient texts. The myths and legends that have survived for millennia might not just be stories. They could be a user manual, a cryptic instruction set for turning the portal back on. If the portal is merely dormant, then the gods could still be watching us. They may have left behind subtle, long-range sensors or observational drones that continue to monitor humanity's progress from their home dimension. They are waiting patiently for us to reach a certain level of technological or social maturity before they re-establish contact. Our current forays into space exploration, quantum physics, and artificial intelligence might be tripping silent alarms, alerting them that the primitive species they left behind is finally ready to graduate to a galactic stage. The question is, would we be greeted as equals, or as children who have finally learned to play with fire? This possibility transforms Mount Olympus from a tombstone for a lost connection into a sleeping giant. It is not just a remnant of the past, but a promise or a threat for the future. The gateway is not gone, it is waiting. This idea leaves us with an electrifying thought. The power of the Olympian gods could, in theory, be unleashed upon a world that has long since dismissed them as myth. The locked door is still there, and one day, humanity might just find the key, or someone on the other side might decide it is finally time to turn the handle. The theory of Mount Olympus as a portal fundamentally changes our relationship with the past. It breathes new life into mythology, transforming tales of ancient Greece into a thrilling science fiction epic. The gods become complex figures, explorers, scientists, and soldiers from another world. This enhances the myths, adding layers of possibility. We become detectives searching for clues distorted by time. Zeus's thunderbolt is a potential piece of advanced weaponry. The underworld is a possible off-world colony. The stories become a puzzle supporting extraterrestrial contact. It invites us to re-engage with these foundational stories. This reinterpretation bridges the gap between the ancient world and our modern age. The ancient Greeks saw the home of the divine. We can hypothesize about a stable wormhole. It connects our most futuristic ideas with our most ancient stories. This theory turns Mount Olympus from a monument into a locked door. It is a physical connection to another reality that might still exist. The stories are no longer just memories. They are descriptions of what lies on the other side of a gateway that has since been closed. The mountain becomes a silent artifact of a much larger cosmic history. This transforms our understanding of our place in the universe. A fundamental piece of our history is missing, lost behind a sealed interdimensional door. Was the door locked from the inside, or was the key lost on our side? The mountain stands as a silent witness to why the conversation between our worlds ended. This locked door reframes our entire human journey. In the end, we are left standing at the foot of this ancient mountain, armed with a new and powerful question. The theory of Mount Olympus as a portal transforms it from a simple geographical feature into the site of the greatest what-if in human history. The stories of Zeus, Hera, and Apollo are no longer just tales to entertain or instruct, they are potential eyewitness accounts. The theory gives us a new reason to look towards that clouded peak with a sense of genuine awe and speculative wonder. It challenges us to be open to the possibility that the universe is far stranger and more wonderful than we currently believe. The legacy of this theory is not about proving whether the gods were aliens or if a portal truly existed. Its true power lies in its ability to inspire curiosity. As we gaze upon the silent, majestic peaks of Mount Olympus, we are no longer just seeing a mountain. What's on the other side? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey, subscribe, share, and comment your thoughts below. Stay curious with the human curious.